Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Must-See TV with the Hudson Valley Squares, and it is officially game night.
Woo!
All right, so tonight, as an homage to the great, you don't want to keep hearing that. So as an homage to the great Hollywood Squares show, tonight we have decided to do the Hudson Valley Squares game show. This is something I've concocted. None of our panelists here have any clue what's going on today. So I'm going to give you all the rules right now before we get started. So I've got a whole bunch of questions. Some are music related. Some are like, movies and films. Some are about food. Some are there's a few about sports. There's some that are just questions for you to answer and tell a little bit about yourselves, that sort of thing. Nothing here is too difficult, at least I hope not. It's meant to be a lot of fun. So here's how it's going to go. So we're going to start. We're going to try and keep the same order. Everybody's going to get a question as we go through. If it's a multiple choice or true false question, and you get it right, you get 2 points. If you answer it wrong, you're going to hear. Okay. If you get it correct, you're going to hear this. All right, so we're going to go through till hopefully it's going to be a roughly hour-long show. I've got a ton of questions. Roughly at about the hour mark, we're going to call it quits. I'm going to tally up the scores, and we're going to have a winner. Hopefully, a few winners. We'll see how it goes. But the important thing is this is a show where everybody watching gets to know our squares a little bit better, and rather than just do one topic, there's going to be all sorts of stuff talked about today. So we're going to start. Let's see. We're going to go Lynn, Chris, Ryan, Sydney's our center square today. Then Butch, then Steve, then Nick. Of course, I'm not answering any questions today because I'm your MC today. So. Nick, and Nick, and this is for everybody. There's no Googling, none of that stuff. So put your computers away.
Put your hands up. Hands up.
Okay, hands up, Nick. There you go. Before we get started, though, I do want to make one little correction from last week. So Chris Alo's final thought of the day last week was misunderstood as cheesecake. It should have been cheesesteak. Correct, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love cheesecake also. So, well, when you were like, what are your final thoughts? I was thinking about cheesesteaks at the time. So that's why I yelled out, I love cheesesteaks. So, to clarify, but I love cheesecake too. But yeah, I'm definitely a cheesesteak kind of guy.
Sonny and Ricky's, right? Sonny and Ricky's.
Yeah.
Ralph and Ricky's in Philly.
Ralph and Ricky's. Yeah.
Ralph and Ricky's.
Tony Luke's.
Yeah, Tony Luke's, Pat's and Geno's, all those places.
Sydney, you're going to have to drive us up some cheesesteaks when you come home.
Yeah, you got to get it from Jim's. Anywhere else.
Jim.
Way better than Pat's, way better than Geno's.
Why don't we just take a road trip to go visit Sydney?
Yeah.
I've had a couple people who said that you guys need to take the Hudson Valley Squares on the road.
That's it. We're gonna go visit.
Meet and greet.
We're gonna go visit Sydney first and get some cheese.
There you go. So we'll go to Philly.
First stop, Philadelphia.
We'll go have a meet and greet at a cheesesteak place and invite them.
Yeah, especially since I've never had one. So.
Wow.
What?
No, I never had one.
What? Oh my God.
Never had one. Never had one.
You've never had a cheesesteak, or you've never had a Philadelphia cheesesteak?
I've never had a cheesesteak or a Philadelphia cheesesteak.
Wow, this is mind-boggling. Are you?
My mind is boggled.
You're a vegetarian, obviously.
I don't eat steak. But I'll try it.
Then.
Well, Lynn, I don't eat beef either, so I would go and have like a roast pork or something.
The chicken steak.
No, I'll try it. All
right, we're way off. We're way off topic, right?
Yes. Okay. So here we
You're
go.
Getting to know us.
So remember, Lynn, Chris, Ryan, Sydney, Butch, Steve, and Nick, and then back to Lynn again. So Lynn, you are first. So the first question today, this is worth 2 points. True or false? Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction has sold 30 million copies worldwide to date.
False.
True.
All right, I'm out.
Okay. You thought that there was, what do you think? It was going to be higher than that?
I thought it was going to be higher. Yes, I did. I thought it was going to be higher.
30 million copies. That is true. All right, Mr. Alo.
Yeah.
Your favorite brand of peanut butter?
Oh shit. I don't really like peanut butter.
What? Come on, Chris.
What?
Come on.
Oh,
I
don't
like
say
peanut
that.
butter. But
Don't.
if I had to pick a favorite, I guess I would choose Jif because choosy mothers choose Jif. So then if I was mom, then I would also choose Jif.
You can't argue with that.
Yes.
All right, we'll give you the 1 point for that. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Ryan Skow.
Yes.
Pertaining to music, is it blue or is it black?
Black.
And why is it black?
I'm going to assume you're talking about the Black and the Blue tour, unless I'm way off mark here. Blue Oyster Cult and Black Sabbath, both amazing bands, but I got to go with Black Sabbath.
You are absolutely correct. Good job. Sydney.
Oh God, I'm scared.
Linguinian clans, red or white?
Oh God. I'm gonna go white.
One point for Sydney. There you go. Butch Jones.
Hello.
Who won Super Bowl VIII in 1974?
Patrick Sharp. 74. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Miami Dolphins over the Vikings.
Ooh, hold on a sec. Hold on. I should have known that one because
Fitzmagic.
Because you have a cup, you should have known it.
when I was a kid, I loved the Dolphins. I've had this mug probably since I was 7 years old. I loved Bob Greasy. Bob Greasy was my favorite player, and then he retired, and then I had to find a new team, and that's when I became a Seahawks fan.
So that was the undefeated season, Pete?
Yeah. So, right? Yeah.
That was the 73. The Super Bowl was in 74.
74, exactly.
73 season. Okay. I would have got stumped because of that.
Yep.
All right, Steve. Pepperoni or sausage pizza?
Sausage for me.
1 point for Steve.
Nicely done, Steve. Nicely done.
Somebody pulled it off somehow.
You have to study for that one.
All right, Nick. True or false? Ex-Fleetwood Mac and Savoy Brown singer Dave Walker briefly replaced Ozzy on the Never Say Die recording sessions in 1978.
True.
I did not know that.
Me neither. It seemed like
I knew that.
2 points for Nick.
Good job, Nick.
All right, Lynn, we're back to you.
Oh man.
Favorite concert venue you've ever been to?
Ooh,
Ooh.
I want that one.
I want that one too.
I want that.
I'm gonna say, ooh. I'm gonna go with the coolest one I ever went to is probably the Troubadour in LA.
Ooh.
And this is a bonus round, so everybody gets to answer. Chris.
Okay. Oh, I get the same question. Oh, right.
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak venue.
I'm going to say it's been a long time since I was there, but man, I saw a shit ton of shows there as a kid, and I fucking loved it. Frank Cariola's Sundance in Bayshore, Long Island.
I played there once.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, once.
Ryan, how about you?
I'm going to pick one that nobody here else has been to, and it's unfortunately now closed. The Catacombs in Montreal, Canada. A little intimate place about the size of the Chance. Fucking loved it. Amazing.
Cool. Sydney.
I'm gonna go pretty basic here, and I'm just gonna say the Chance because I have had so many memories at the Chance. It was like, the venue that I started going to shows to, so it will probably always be my favorite venue. And I mean, David Bowie played there, Ronnie James Dio, the list goes on and on. So that's probably my choice.
I was at that Bowie show.
Damn you.
Motorhead played there with Brian Robertson.
Everybody played.
Yeah, everybody's played there. I think it'd be harder to name somebody who didn't play there than name somebody who didn't.
Steve just had to go for blood right there.
I didn't even know you were listening, Butch.
You said Bravo, and that's all I had to hear.
Butch, how about you?
Well, the Chance has been the Chance of Poughkeepsie, New York, has been my my home away from home since I was 15. When I saw Quiet Riot there in 1983 on the way up, but that's easy, and Sydney picked it, so I wasn't going to pick it anyway. But I love it because it is definitely my home. But it has to be Lemore's in Brooklyn.
Good choice.
Because that was the epicenter of everything heavy on the East Coast forever. Saw everybody there. I remember taking trips there, trying to get people to go along. I was driving. Anyone want to go? I remember going to see Paul Di'Anno's Battle Zone at Lemore, and nobody wanted to go with me. So I got in the car and drove the 2 hours down and back by myself, and had a great time. But Lemore has a lot of great history and a lot of great memories, and I got some really good stories from that place. So I have to say Lemore.
There you go. Steve, how about you?
Well, I'm going with the Gramercy Theater because I'm known as the King of the North there by Nick Franco and many of his minions. And I just love the Gramercy because it's a place where you can go downstairs, get away from the show if you want. That's where they have the merch. There's another bar, some couches you can hang out. If you want to sit down and watch the bands, you've got the bleachers in the back. And the sight lines are always pretty good, and it's not too big of a club. And it's my favorite place in New York City. I know where to go to eat before and everything else, but I have to make an honorable mention of the Chance because
Of course.
Yeah. And amphitheater, I love going to PNC in the summer.
Oof.
I love going to PNC. You don't like it there. I've seen so many. I guess maybe the sound's not the best there sometimes, but all the shows I've seen there, and it's easy to get in and out. I can get home from PNC quicker than I can get out of Bethel Woods, and I'm much closer to Bethel Woods.
It's because you don't know the shortcut.
Yeah, I don't know the shortcut. And sometimes
Nick, how about you?
I know the shortcut.
Or the Encore at Bethel Woods.
Nick Franco, your favorite venue.
The closest to my heart, for the same reasons as everybody listed, is the Chance of Poughkeepsie. But I got to go to Club Tavestia in Helsinki, Finland, one time to see Amorphous and hang out with Amorphous. And Tavestia is like the CBGBs of Helsinki. And I've only heard about it. And it was just such a cool, it's Helsinki. So I'll say that. But yeah, the Chance is home as well.
Cool.
Helsinki's pretty fucking cool, Nick.
Yeah, dude, I know. I gotta get back there.
So everybody got a point there. So that was cool. So now we're back to Chris Alo for your question.
Oh, okay.
Which Metallica album has sold more units in the U.S., Master of Puppets or And Justice for All?
I'm gonna go in Justice for All. That's wrong.
No.
That's correct for 2 points. 5.3.
Oh, really?
4.5.
Okay.
Yep.
Because of the one video.
I would have said Master. Wow.
Oh yeah, definitely Justice for All.
Yeah, because of the one video. Yep.
Wow. I would have thought Masters, just one because it's older
Me too.
and it's been around long. Wow. Shit.
Yeah.
Although Justice is my favorite Metallica record, so I have no problem with that.
Oh, wow.
All right, Ryan Skow. How many lead guitar players were in Dio's band over the years?
I want that one.
Well, Vivian, I think 3, right? There's 3 of them. I'm fucking blanking on names here. My memory sucks.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm going with 3. How many was it?
Well, here's what we're going to do. The next square gets a shot at this if they'd like. Sydney, you want to give it a try?
Okay, so I know obviously Vivian Campbell, then also Craig Goldie. Oh god damn.
It's full of sand here.
Yeah.
Like are you saying like how many like number wise over the years?
Yep.
Oh wait.
Give it to Butch. Give it to Butch.
I'm gonna go 5. Damn.
Butch.
So you have Viv, Ron, Goldie, who I can't stand, Rowan Robertson, Tracy G.
Yep.
Doug Aldrich.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So there's 5 right there. Now, technically, I thought Sydney was right when she said 5. So if that's 5, that means that I'm missing somebody, which
Impossible.
let me ask the question now. Let me ask exactly. But here's the question:
They don't have. They don't necessarily have to have been on a studio album.
That's what my question is going to be. Jesus Christ, I can't believe that I'm fucking this up.
Jesus Christ did not play in Dio.
No. Well,
he was already dead.
1983, he did. Well, doesn't count if the person was with him twice, though, right?
Yeah, they just count as one.
Okay. Wow, I'm really pissed off at myself.
Well, I'm a much bigger poser, Butch. I can only think of Vivian off the top of my head. Totally blanked out.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time with this one too.
No,
I have to say the one Ronnie hated the most was Tracy G.
I love Tracy G.
Ronnie hated him.
Oh, Strange Highways, dude. Come on.
No, dude, I like it. But Ronnie hated the way Tracy did the solos. That's why he eventually got rid of him.
Oh, I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
Pete, I have to say that I'm disappointed in myself because I cannot think of somebody else that was in Dio. Obviously, I'm thinking record, which is what's messing me up. But I can't think of a face of seeing somebody else playing in Dio, any pictures or anything. Yeah, I give up. Then I have to say I give up.
Jakey Lee was very briefly in the band early on.
Oh, that doesn't count.
And Warren DeMartini also later on.
Oh, I'm challenging DeMartini. For Jakey Lee, I know for sure was in a version before they got signed. But DeMartini?
Warren apparently did some live dates somewhere. Kind of a trick question.
Tough one. That's a tough one.
The Jake one you get me with, I'm questioning DeMartini.
Okay.
Noted.
All right, so we're going to go back to Sydney, right? Because we're going to go back to that. So let's see. Okay, here's one for you. Who is the greatest master of classic riffs not named Tony Iommi? Richie Blackmore or Jimmy Page?
Nice.
Oh, you're not doing this to me. You gotta. I'm gonna go with Master Riffs though. Oh, I gotta go Jimmy Page.
Wait, is that right or wrong? I can't even tell.
There is no. That's a preference question. There is no right or wrong answer. So Sydney gets a point.
Nice.
All right. So, Mr. Butch, beer, wine, or spirits, and name your favorite.
Bourbon.
That's a good question.
Well, because first of all, I'm still mad about the Jakey Lee with Dio thing. So people out there that follow us and put all your comments in. If you're a Facebook person, find me on Facebook. I have a thing called the Butcher Shop. So find me on Facebook at the Butcher Shop and talk to me about how that's not fair with Jakey Lee. That's not fair.
Oh, it's fair.
So spirits. I'm a bourbon guy, and bourbon has kept me safe from COVID and always will. So spirits.
There you go. Butch gets a point there. All right.
Yay.
Mr. Keeler. True or false? Michael Schenker was 18 years old when he played on the Scorpions' debut, Lonesome Crow.
False.
That is correct. He was 16 years old.
He was younger, yes.
He was
I
younger
thought
than
he was even younger than that even.
Points for Steve.
I got some points.
That you do. That's right.
Good Steve.
All right, Nick Franco.
You're a grand champion. Do you win like a gift certificate from Amazon or something?
Possibly.
Fantasy.
You go home.
I'll win my own. That'll be great. I don't have to give it to anyone. I'll be like the Grinch.
Good day, sir.
All right, Nick. Who is the more iconic melodic death metal band, Dark Tranquility or In Flames?
Well, because they didn't sell out like a bunch of dogs. Dark Tranquility.
There's a
You're
point
right,
for
sir.
Mr. Franco.
All right.
All right. Lynn, this one's for you.
Okay, don't ask me anything about dark metal. I don't know.
I won't. Don't
Dark Metal.
I don't know, Mel.
What is the total number of Motorhead studio albums?
Really? Really? I don't know that either.
Oh God.
don't
I know.
Someone can steal it.
Chris Alo, you get second shot at this.
Oh Christ! Are
We
we
gotta
talking
name
like,
all of them, Chris.
like
And
on
name them in
parole?
order.
Talking like the on parole EP and shit going from back there?
Full-length studio albums.
Go everything. All of them. Name them.
That's insane.
Don't name them. It'll take all night.
That's
Yeah.
a number you gotta put up.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, I don't know.
10,
dude.
12.
Yeah, I have to
Now,
go
Ryan gets the
through-
last shot at this. Ryan, you get a last shot at this.
All right. On Parole, Overkill, Bomber, Ace of Spades, Iron Fist, Another Perfect Day,
He's Googling.
Orgasmatron, Rock and Roll, 1916, March or Die, Bastards, Sacrifice, Overnight Sensation, Snakebite Love, We Are Motorhead, Inferno, Hammered, Motorizer. Man, there's one in there. I'm
It's
missing.
worse than I thought.
There's one in there. I'm missing.
Did he miss one?
I already said Motorizer,
We just need a number.
Aftershock, and
Yeah, that's what is that number then?
20, 22. How many I said? Nick, weren't you counting?
I think you missed one.
I
22
wasn't,
is
but I had
correct.
the number.
This one.
Is it really?
22 is correct. 2 points for Mr.
I would've
Sparrow.
got-
Like, I can't
would've
even
got it.
remember yesterday.
Wow.
I'm gonna guess 21, so I was close.
That's Skid Row, Lynn. Remember yesterday.
Yeah, I can't remember that either.
Ryan,
Yeah,
did you say rock and roll?
yeah, I
You
did.
did.
That's after Orgasmatron.
No, I know that. I just didn't hear you say it. Okay. That's very impressive.
That is.
Yeah, that's fucking Ryan, baby.
Oh, I
All right,
missed
Chris
it.
Allo, here's a really
He's
tough
reading
one.
them. Look at, he's looking over at the screen. He's cheating.
Well, now I already answered it. All right, I know which
Points,
ones I'm
minus
I know
2
which ones
points, please.
Chris, I have a very tough one for you.
Okay.
Ozzy or Dio?
Oh, come on.
Why
Yeah,
can't I have that one?
Because you're a girl.
1 point for Chris.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
Glad I got it right.
Because you're a girl.
All right,
Nice.
Ryan, your most missed musical hero that is no longer with us.
My most missed musical hero? It's got to be Lemmy. It can only be Lemmy.
1 point for Ryan. All right. Sydney, the drunkest you've ever been, where and when?
Ooh.
This is gonna be good.
Ooh.
She went to the ice first.
I'm just struggling with which time to tell you now. Damn, this is hard because do I go like the cool approach or do I go like the lamer approach? You know, like
Lame.
the
Lamer.
lamer approach. Probably say the most hammered that I've gotten probably in the last like year or year and a half was actually my mom's 50th birthday party. I was the only one that was completely hammered, and I did a lot of stupid shit, I was told. So not as glamorous, I guess, as probably some other people's drunk stories, but that's my recent time.
As long as you
All
had
right.
fun.
Sydney gets a point for it.
I did win.
That one should go all the way around the room, Pete. That one should have went all the way
We,
around.
we've been here all day, though.
That could be
I'm
its own
actually,
Yeah. I don't even want to know what like all of yours are.
I'm actually planning a show one of these days where we'll all
Yeah,
talk
you
about
were, yeah.
drunk stories, but we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes. All right, Butch. Favorite Leonard Skinner guitarist?
Steve Gaines.
So many to choose from, right?
I just had that big post a couple of weeks ago about him. So that was very, very simple. He was phenomenal. And anybody out there, you know, I wasn't a Skinner fan when I was a kid. They were shoved down, just like I said a couple of weeks ago with the police and what did I say? The police and somebody else that were shoved down my throat. That Skinner was one. I think I said Skinner actually. Skinner was one of those bands that was shoved down my throat, and I always loved that song, That Smell, because the guitar playing was phenomenal. Even though I didn't like them that much, I always loved that song. And as I've gotten older to learn more about that band and now love them on my own terms, to really learn more about Steve Gaines and find out what he was about and how he had his own band and solo career before Skinner. And then came in and he was just phenomenal. I tell you, man, like I said, I had a big post about that on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, but he would have been a guitar hero. There's no question. No question.
Taken way too soon. Too soon.
28 years old.
Yep. All right, Steve. Who's the most important band in death metal history of these two, Possessed or Death?
I'm going with Death for my preference. Possessed might have kind of started it, but Death were masked. I mean, not the Possessed weren't masters at it, but Death. Come on.
Yeah, but there'd be no Death without Possessed.
Without Seven Churches, that's true. That was the first death metal album.
But I'm going with Death.
It's a preference question, so yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going with Death. So I get a point.
You get a point. Yeah, you do.
Get a point.
Much better than
Woo!
From
Point Steve.
Nick Franco, what's
now?
the most boring concert you ever saw?
What?
What's the most boring concert you've ever seen?
Opeth, hands down. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Opeth, hands down. I'm sorry, Pete.
When and where?
It was 2004. It was out in what do you call it? Massachusetts. In Worcester. The thing. Yeah. I drove out to see Moonspell, and I had been up for like 30 hours and enjoyed the hell out of Moonspell, and then I literally slept through Opeth. And I know they're an amazing band. I give them that. Just doesn't resonate in this stupid brain of mine. So Opeth.
Skow hates them too, but I love them.
I don't like your answer, but
yeah,
you get a point.
I don't like my answer either.
Yeah.
Pete, you're the host. You don't have to give him shit.
Yeah, take those points back.
I
agree with Nick.
It's true.
I don't like the answer. You get nothing.
I slept through Guar once.
I threw up through Dream Theater.
That I understand.
Wow.
Dream Theater, I can sleep through too. Yeah.
No fault of Dream Theaters. I just happened to be in a position where I vomited through the entire set of Dream Theater.
Nice.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right, Lynn, you're up.
Uh,
Who wins in a fight, Mike Myers or Jason Voorhees?
Mike Myers.
1 point for
He
Lynn.
still scares me to this day.
He's looking out from behind something.
I'm sure he is.
Why not? Yeah.
Is the
Puppet's
man
been
behind
trying to
the
get me
Yeah,
since I'm
baby.
13. Not
Chris
that
Alo.
Mike Myers dick.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Wayne's World? Party time.
Oh, he's scared me.
Would you like to shag?
Exactly. Yeah, baby.
Ugh.
He's
That I
frightening.
wouldn't be afraid of.
Chris Alo, you're next.
Okay.
Which song are you sick of more, Stairway to Heaven or Hotel California?
Hotel California.
Good answer.
Boo!
Chris gets a point.
You know what, though? I have to say, both of those songs have completely iconic guitar solos, though.
They absolutely do.
Hell yeah.
I love
I mean,
both of them.
That's what I thought of. You know, I'll take the solo page doesn't Stairway to Heaven really over anything the Eagles does. No offense, Eagles fans, but
Agreed.
Ryan Skow. Best second tier prog band, Gentle Giant or Van de Graaff Generator?
wow.
Well, I was just listening to I was actually just listening to Pawn Hearts by Van de Graaff Generator like 2 hours ago, but the first Gentle Giant album is my favorite of anything either of those bands have done. So I'm going with Gentle Giant.
All right, Ryan gets a point.
1 point.
All right, Sydney. Favorite actor and favorite film of theirs.
Favorite actor and favorite film. Oh damn. I feel like this is me with every question because I'm like the most indecisive person ever. Favorite actor and favorite film of theirs. Okay, honestly, I don't even really have a favorite actor. Like I don't. That I guess is just that might just be me. I'm more of a fan of a like specific movies than actors. I
No.
I want to change the question just because I don't have a favorite actor. Could I go like my favorite like film where I really like that's like my favorite character that actor has played?
Yes, just give me your favorite film. That's fine.
All right. I'm gonna do Almost Famous and then Kate Hudson, Penny Lane.
Yes.
There you go.
Wow. Sydney, I cannot believe you did not name Alice Cooper in Monster Dog.
But he's not really an actor.
Yeah, but he's the star of that movie, and it's a terrible movie.
The hell's that?
Monster Dog? One of the worst.
No, Butch is holding up something.
Doing it for
Probably
Nick.
some hockey player.
Oh.
Nick wasn't even looking. Never
No,
mind.
you're on my other page. Do it again.
Oh, gee whiz.
Oh,
I gotta
geez.
get a Gretzky thing in here.
Oh, beautiful.
He's
Beautiful.
here. Blair's
Fucking
terrible.
beautiful.
He's your favorite actor?
That's awesome.
Gretzky is god of everything.
What was he in a movie?
Yeah, how do we get from Monster Dog and films to Gretzky?
Because Nick is here. I see Nick. I think hockey.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like
I thought he was saying that Gretzky was in a film and was in a movie. And it's possible.
I was just
Pay no
trying to keep
attention to the
Gretzky
man
out
behind the curtain.
Love it. Love it.
Daisy boos at that one. Boo.
All right, Butch.
there. Yes, sir.
Greatest new wave of British heavy metal band not named Iron Maiden.
Oh,
Saxon.
Let's get
Saxon.
Axon.
all right. Let's see.
Answer.
Steve Keeler. Favorite Rush song.
Oh fuck, that's tough.
That's a tough one.
I'm going with the first song from 2112.
That's what I would have said.
Good answer.
It's not.
That's a
I
cop-out.
just was listening to Finding My Way, and I love that song. There's so many good Rush songs. How can you pick one?
Hey, I'm gonna say the first side of 2112. That's my pick. Lame ass.
Be nice.
He's starting
You're
to
evil.
I'm gonna
Patrick
put up
Star.
with the door in a minute.
Butch is evil.
All right.
Let's go Devils.
Where are we?
Thanks, Nick.
Franco.
Thank you.
This one's for you.
Yes, sir.
Biggest black metal sellout, Dimmu Borgir or Cradle of Filth?
Oh, Dimmu Borgir.
Fuck yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Dimmu Borgir just tried to be all fancy and lacked a lot of substance. Cradle never abandoned their sort of like Iron Maiden on amphetamine sound, and I think they get a bad rap, Cradle, but they didn't deserve it. They've always been very amazing literary lyrics and very consistent, and they've stood the test of time. But Dimmu kind of just fucked off under their own arrogance. So definitely Dimmu.
You remember when Dimmu came out all dressed in white and pretended they were
I
from
was just going to say that.
It looked
Steve, I was just going to fucking say that. I was like, remember when it came out in white, the fucking white leather, Pinky Tuscadero look? I was like, that was fucking terrible.
I
Yeah,
was I was in Philadelphia for that tour. It was Dimmu and Enslaved. And
I feel like Cradle of Filth could play St. Vitus tomorrow in Brooklyn, a little small venue. Like Cradle of Filth could play a little tiny small venue and kick your ass teeth in. You don't need all that other all that. They could still strip it down. I think that means a lot for a band. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I need my teeth.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to eat a lot
I
of
was
yogurt all the time. You know.
I was speaking
I need my teeth.
figuratively.
I'm kidding.
Because you're an
Fucking with you, Ted.
All right, Lynn, you're up.
Ah,
So who doesn't belong in this list? The big four of thrash are Metallica, Slayer, Overkill, and Megadeth.
oh, Megadeth.
No.
Overkill.
Dumbass.
I thought it was a question because I was asking, like, I thought you were asking my opinion
No,
on
it's
who I would get rid of.
no, the big four. Who is it's the question is who are normally listed as the big four, and which of the four that I mentioned are not normally listed in that.
Oh, I don't effing know. I was telling
She's
you who I
right
was
in
getting
spirit.
rid of.
You're right in spirit, Lynn, because Overkill belongs in.
They should be. No,
Damn right I am.
Not Anthrax. Fuck them.
The-
Out of there.
No, hey.
It's gone.
Stop
Hey.
it. I like
Come on.
Anthrax. Stop it right now.
Anthrax,
Hey.
Slayer, Metallica, and
Overkill.
Megadeth. They're normally known as the big
Overkill.
four.
Overkill's way better than Anthrax.
Okay.
No, no, Overkill should be number 5.
I totally
Okay,
agree.
evil, but I like Overkill more than I like Megadeth. So there.
Me too.
That's the
Dee Dee
Throwing
Verdi.
it out there.
All right, Chris Alo.
Yes,
First man to step on the moon. Walter Cronkite or Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong.
Really?
Softball.
One
That
point.
was too easy.
Dave Mustaine.
Cheesecake.
All right. Ryan Skow.
Gossamer.
Yes.
Gossamer.
True or false? Steve Vai replaced Yngwie Malmsteen and Alcatraz for 1985's Disturbing the Peace album.
You know what? I only know the Alcatraz album that Yngwie plays on, so I'm just gonna say true. That's totally
That's so true.
he did okay.
A good Hail Mary there for you.
Great record, too.
Yeah, I only ever listened to that one that Yngwie's on.
Vi's
Really?
awesome on that record.
You've never
That's
listened to Alcatraz? Yeah, Alcatraz.
Well, the first one with Yngwie is great, but after that, I just never listened to anything once Yngwie.
Yeah, the
left.
second one's very good. Disturbing the Peace is very good.
Yeah.
All right, our center square is up. So which of these albums sold more copies in the US, the 1982 releases? Judas Priest, Screamer for Vengeance, or Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast?
I'm gonna go Iron Maiden. Damn, I was wrong.
Judas Priest,
I would've said that, right?
double platinum,
I-
two single platinum.
Definitely Priest. They were way more
I was
established than '82. They were
Yeah.
way more established.
I was.
Priest-
I was
Priest
gonna
had a
say
single.
Halloween, but
Another thing coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They already had
Yeah.
Heavy Steel, which was huge.
I would have said the same thing, Sydney.
Me
win some,
too.
you lose some. You know.
Another thing
Well, I
coming was
lose more,
all
but-
over. Another thing coming was all over MTV that year.
That's what drove it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Good song too.
All right, Butch Jones.
Hi.
What's hotter, a ghost pepper or a Carolina Reaper pepper?
Oh, Jesus.
What? Did you make that pepper up?
Carolina Reaper.
Chris, you never had that?
I never heard a Carolina Reaper pepper. Never heard
Carolina
of it.
Reaper pepper is close to 2 million Scoville units compared to 800,000 to 1.2 million for the ghost pepper. Carolina Reaper pepper, I believe, is the hottest known chili pepper on the planet. So
Wow.
Like getting shot in the foot with a bazooka.
It's got the name Reaper. It means you could die if you eat it.
Exactly.
You're gonna want to die if you don't.
Yeah. Oh my God.
all right, Steve Keeler, you are next. Which of the following vocalists did not sing on a Michael Schenker album? A, Gary Barden, B, Kelly Keeling, C, Chris Logan, or D, Jorn Landy?
I'm going with D.
That is correct. 2 points for
I'm
Steve.
winning again.
And Chris Logan is from our area.
That's right.
Chris Logan's from Newburgh.
All right, Nick Franco.
Yes, sir.
True or false? LSD is short for locally stabilized dementia.
False.
That is correct. It stands for lysergic acid dithalamide, or however the hell you say that. So
Releasing disease.
2 points.
If we're talking music, that shitty band from like the 90s, was it like Life, Sex, Death?
Hmm.
Probably nobody remembers that, but I remember
I
that.
remember them. But
That-
Eddie
They had
Van
a
Halen.
It was a homeless guy was the gimmick, even though he wasn't really homeless, I'm sure. A homeless guy was the vocalist.
Wow.
Eddie Van Halen said that LSD stood for lead singer syndrome.
Yeah, I've heard that before. All right, Lynn.
Nothing
you're up.
LSS.
I know.
Wouldn't that be LSS?
I
LSD.
was thinking,
Oh,
yeah.
no question, Eddie. You just take.
No one's correcting Eddie.
Yeah.
All right, Lynn, you ready?
Yeah.
Best replacement singer: John Corabi and Motley Crue, or Tim Ripper Owens and Judas Priest?
Corabi and Motley Crue. I feel like that's my answer.
Point for Lynn.
Although Tim Ripper Owens is a nice guy, having
Definitely.
played at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie many times and hung out with him. But I like Corabi as a replacement singer better.
Hey, Pete,
Yes,
can I ask Lynn a bonus question?
sure.
No.
Because she's holding Gossamer
Yes, I am holding
on the
Gossamer.
Bugs Bunny cartoons, which
Yes.
her and I have had this 30-year thing that we reach out to each other to try to make each other laugh about him. But what is his other name as the bonus question? People know him as Gossamer, but in the first cartoon that he's in, he's called something different.
Monster.
Really? And in
No.
30 years, you failed to tell me this? You're telling me this now on live?
I told you this many
You
times.
tell me this on live, whatever we are?
Yeah.
You're fired as a best friend.
And as soon as I tell you the name, you're gonna be like, I knew that.
Anybody else looking for a best friend out there? Because Butch is fired. Yeah.
Lynn, you will remember it. His name was Ruda.
Really?
Rudolph
Fine,
Schenker.
you Carolina.
Ruda, I shall
Pepper.
give you a spider goulash.
Oh.
And then later on, he was
Resistance.
called Gossamer.
All right,
Bugs
well,
Bunny
I
doing
only
it.
know him as Gossamer. We've
Me
never had
too.
this conversation before.
Lynn gets -10.
I didn't know anything about no Ruda either.
Who else
Really?
is going to talk to you for 4 hours on the phone?
Oh, that's for sure.
All right, Chris
Sorry,
Alo.
Pete.
Yeah.
Which heavy metal album in 1994 shot straight to #1 on the Billboard charts the week of its release? Arguably the heaviest album to ever do so.
That was a Pantera record. It's not Far Beyond Driven. It's the one after that. Great Southern Trendkill.
You had it right the first time. Far Beyond Driven.
Fuck. Okay.
Ooh, you
It was
lose.
vulgar display of power. I'm fucked up too.
Time.
Can't win them all. Can't win them all.
Da-da-da, da-da-da,
All right. Ryan Skow.
Oh.
The 10th president of the United States was A, James Polk, B, Alfred E. Newman, C, James Cagney, or D, John Tyler.
Polk,
What was that answer?
first one.
John
Tyler.
Tyler, 1841 to 1845.
I was thinking it was Alfred E. Newman.
It had to be Alfred E. Newman, right? I mean, that was the logical choice.
I think he's going to be the next president, maybe. Alfred E.
All right, Sydney. If you could pick one existing rock star that you'd love to sit down and have a drink with, who would it be?
My first instinct answer is Alice Cooper, but he doesn't drink anymore. So, I mean, I'd be down and sit down and like have a Coke with him. Like, I'm gonna go with Alice as always.
My question didn't pertain to any kind of alcohol, just a drink. So Sydney gets a point.
I could add root beer.
Yeah. A little pop.
All right, Butch. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon was the follow-up to which of these albums? A, Wish You Were Here, B, Obscured by Clouds, C, Metal, or D, none of the above?
Well, I'm not a Pink Floyd fan. I do appreciate Dave Gilmour for sure because he's a great guitar player, and I do have Dark Side of the Moon that I bought a couple of years ago, so I could actually have it and listen to it with headphones on and see what the big deal was. But if I'm making a guess, I'm saying Metal.
B, Obscured by Clouds, released in 1972. Dark Side came in 1973.
Roger.
Snowy
All right.
White.
Steve Keeler. Great doom band not named Black Sabbath. Pentagram, St. Vitus, or Candlemass?
I'm going with Candlemass.
Fuck yeah, you are. Fuck yeah, you are.
What's the point? All right, Nick Franco. Best shock rock act, Kiss or Alice Cooper?
Alice Cooper.
Right answer.
Yeah, I've never.
Sydney, that question was in mind for you, but then I thought that's too easy for you. So
Yeah, it would be.
I've seen-
Yes, it would.
I've seen Alice Cooper a couple times, especially when they opened for Maiden, and
Yeah.
very entertaining. And never been much of a Kiss guy. Sorry.
See, this is a case of age. Because Nick, if you were in the same bracket with me, Pete, and Steve,
Yeah.
it's a different thing. To be a kid in the 70s
Yeah.
with them being superheroes and
Mhm.
larger than life and those stage shows. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, Alice was around at that same time, but
I'm sure.
Alice predates
I mean,
Kiss.
I totally, since it's funny because my dad is, in that age bracket, he grew up with Kiss. And so he's told me what it was like for him as a kid. But I also go back to, aside from the fact that I'm completely biased to Alice, I also look at it as, Alice really was the one who did it first because he was putting on makeup in 69 and put out, the records and everything. So although totally Kiss, came in the next couple of years, I always kind of give credit to Alice for being the first to do the theatric thing because
he did. Him and
Well,
Bowie.
I'll say this for Kiss. My beloved black metal scene in Norway, when those guys were young, when they were like in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, they collected Kiss cards, right? And to them, Kiss was like this otherworldly thing. So all that corpse paint and all that shit that they wear that I love so much came directly from Kiss.
Of course.
Yeah.
King of the nighttime world.
Alice started it, but Kiss blew it up and went to a complete different stratosphere.
What about Arthur Brown?
What about him?
Theory, but he's cool.
He was very
Very cool.
flamboyant and theatrical in
He
a
was.
very early time too.
yeah, I mean him, I think he was a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit earlier than
Yeah, a
Alex.
little bit, but
Yeah,
Uh,
back
I guess King Diamond came too late.
oh yeah, King Diamond
Yeah,
was
he
late.
was-
Didn't
was
Gene
fine.
Simmons like sue him at one time or something?
I don't know, but I still like him.
It made him
He did.
change his makeup.
all right, final round here. Lynn, who was the longest running guitarist in Ozzy's solo band, Gus G or Zach Wilde?
Zach Wilde. And can I just tell you something? Every time you say St. Vitus, I laugh because my mother back in the day when I had to go to the bathroom when I was a kid say, what the hell are you doing? The St. Vitus dance? So I don't even know what that band St. Vitus is, but now I think of it as a dance every time you say it.
It's a Sabbath song too.
Whose dog is
Well,
barking?
A
It must have
nightclub,
meant
too.
something back in the 50s because my mom said I had the St.
I'm
Vitus.
thinking that too.
Guys, whose
I'm
dog
gonna
is
go
barking?
Swanee River.
Somebody's barking.
His dog wants to play.
I know my dog wants to come in and see me, but she can't
Not
come in.
Daisy.
Why is your dog barking alone in a room?
All right, where are we? Chris Alo.
Yeah.
True or false? Ray and Dave Davies of the Kinks are identical twins.
Oh shit, I don't know. I'm gonna say false.
That is correct. Ray is 3 years older than Dave. 2 points to Chris. All right, where are we? Ryan Skow. Which of the following musical acts are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? A, Journey, B, Metallica, C, Kansas, or D, the Moody Blues?
Not in the fuck. Journey, Metallica, Kansas, and the Moody Blues.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Metallica's not in there yet. They're the youngest of those four.
Metallica, Journey, and the Moody Blues are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kansas is not.
Kansas.
That's
Kansas
fucking-
for the win.
Kansas is
Oh,
there.
that
Kansas fucking won.
hall is so stupid.
Yes.
I agree, but
That's
Kansas
clearly
needs to be in
why,
there.
yeah.
Kansas rule.
All right, Sydney. True or false? The Mandalorian is based on a character originally seen in Battlestar Galactica.
False.
Correct. Answer
I
is Star
love me some
Wars.
Lauren Green though. Some Lauren Green.
All right, Butch. True or false? Steely Dan's highest charting album in the Steely Dan's highest charting album in the U.S. was 1977's Asia.
Ooh, it's a great record too.
It is.
Awesome album.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say true.
That's correct. Charted at number 3 on the Billboard charts and went on to do double platinum, 2 million plus units sold. 2 points for Butch.
Steely Dan. I like Steely Dan.
Of course.
Dan rule.
Even though I'm only known as a death metalhead.
Good is good, man.
All right, Steve Keeler. Which of the following vocalists did not sing on Ted Nugent's 1976 album Free for All? A. Derek St. Holmes. B. Ted Nugent. C. Brian Howe. Or D. Meatloaf.
C, I'm going with.
Would you say D?
C.
C?
Did not. Did
Brian
not.
Howe. That is correct.
Meatloaf.
2 points for Steve.
Ma, where's the meatloaf?
He was on Ted Nugent.
All right, Nick Franco.
Great album.
Cozy Powell played drums on which of these Black Sabbath albums? A. Born Again. B. Dehumanizer. C. Tear. Or D. Cross Purposes.
Born Again? I
That is
don't know.
correct. Lynn, you get next shot at this one. Cozy Powell played drums on which of these Black Sabbath albums? A. Born Again. B. Dehumanizer. C. Tear. D. Cross Purposes.
I'm going to say D, Cross Purposes. All right.
Chris
That
Alo,
was a good guess. I know I'm fired. I know.
Can you read the question again one more time? I want to make sure I don't fuck this one up.
You got 50%
Can I just answer it?
No, you
Yes or
can't
no?
talk.
Cozy Powell played drums on which of these Black Sabbath albums? A. Born Again. B. Dehumanizer. C. Tear. D. Cross Purposes.
Well, he did play on Tier. If this is a trick question, he did the early recordings for Dehumanizer, but his drum work is not on there, so I'm going to only go with the Tier record.
That is correct. 2 points from Mr. L. All right, so who got that? So, Lynn, you're up.
Oh, mother of God.
All right,
Not
Lynn.
for nothing, but I just have to preface this with, you told me it was about our audience members getting to know us. What
Go.
happened to talking about long walks on the beach and stuff?
Well,
And anal.
yeah, I mean, yeah. True or false, Lynn? Rolling Stone magazine was originally created by Mick Jagger.
False.
That is correct. It was created in 1967 by Jan Werner and Ralph Gleason, inspired by the old blues song Rolling Stone by Muddy Waters and Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan. 2 points for Lynn.
Nice.
If anyone wants to know anything about Lynn, reach out to me.
No. Wait, that can go both ways, brother.
I know where the bodies are buried.
Oh. Except yours, yet.
He's still alive.
All right, Chris Alo.
Yes.
The Loch Ness Monster has reportedly been seen in which country? A, Vietnam, B, Ireland, C, Scotland, or D, Toronto?
Scotland.
Toronto's not a
Toronto,
country.
I thought was a country.
Toronto's not a country.
That is correct. All right.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, Nick.
Well, they do say Leafs Nation, right, Butch?
Yes.
That black guy makes me laugh every week.
Stop.
Whatever. I didn't say this was going
Had
to be
to say
perfect,
it.
right?
I had to say it.
All right. Where are we? Ryan Skow. And we're coming up to the end here. So who plays Mr. Frampton in Humble Pie? Is it A, Tommy Bolin, B, Rory Gallagher, C, Dave Clemson, D, Ron Wood?
Oh, I'm just going to spitball this one off the top of my head. I'm going to go with A, bowling.
Ugh.
Sydney, you get another shot.
No idea.
Sorry, can you read the answers again?
Sure. Who replaced Peter Frampton in Humble Pie? Is it A, Tommy Bolin, B, Rory Gallagher, C, Dave Clemson, or D, Ron Wood?
I honestly got no idea. I'm gonna go B. Yeah, I'm clueless.
Butch, go for it. Yeah, easy.
Clemson.
There you go.
I knew that one. How come I don't get any easy ones?
Butch knows.
I love Humble Pie. I love the Clemson era. He's a badass.
All right. I only have one question left, and so I'm going to throw this up. So if you know the answer to this, raise your hand. Okay, this is a really silly one. Which of the following is the one beer to have if you're having more than one? A, Coors Light, B, Budweiser, C, Schaefer, and D, I have no fucking clue. I don't drink beer. Steve, what do you got?
I know it's Schaefer, man.
It is.
Wait, he didn't pick. He's got to pick.
I had my hand up first.
I had my hand up too.
I saw Steve's hand.
He was looking down when he was reading. I had my hand. As soon as I heard Schaefer is one beer to have when you're having more than
I would have said D. I don't drink beer.
I remember those Mets games.
You don't drink beer or eat cheesesteaks.
I don't drink at all, actually. I don't even drink alcohol.
Because you're no fun.
Oh, I'm fun. Oh, I'm fun, mister.
Mm-hmm.
I do other things. I don't need to drink alcohol.
Pete, those are the questions.
I'm not touching that one.
You're supposed to ask each one of us, do you drink, do you smoke? This is like
I am. I'm like Adam Ant, okay? I don't drink. I don't smoke. What do you do?
So the last question, and everybody gets a point for answering, and you don't have to give a big explanation. So your favorite band that you've ever seen live, Lynn?
My favorite band I've ever seen live?
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm just going to go with Queensryche because they're my favorite band.
Okay. Chris?
Black Sabbath.
Okay. Ryan?
Iron fucking Maiden.
Sydney?
People are gonna get sick of me saying this on the show, but Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Mine's tougher because Thin Lizzy's my favorite band, but I never got to see the real Thin Lizzy, but I got to see them with Sykes and Gorham, but that doesn't necessarily count. So seeing Maiden in '82, Nick, was a huge thing for me, seeing them open for Priest, but I have to say Van Halen in 1982 on Diver Down, because I waited my whole life to see Edward Van Halen, and that was life altering.
Steve?
I'm going with not going with metal. I'm going with Rush. Hemispheres at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie.
I was there.
That was one that I will look back on, and I always say it was like one of the best things I've ever seen. I've seen so many great performances by so many acts since then. But yeah, Rush, Hemispheres.
But Steve, I was there at that show, and what was awesome is that we got to see them with the kimonos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nick?
And refresh my memory. Who warmed up that show? Well, there's an opening act, right, Coach?
I know I saw them the next year in '80 with Max Webster. I don't
Can
remember
you stop
Max
the
Webster.
dog from barking?
Yeah, that's all I'm laughing at.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'll put myself on mute.
We want to help.
Steve, I don't remember if it was Max Webster both times or not. I don't remember.
One Civic Center show I remember well was Pat Travers' Cheap Trick and UFO.
Ah, fuck you.
Damn,
Nobody's mad at me.
I'm sitting here listening to you talk about seeing Van Halen in 1982, and I sit back and watch videos of this and just imagine what it was like. So damn all of you, actually.
Sydney, you have no idea. My mom, I'm sorry, Pete, but my mom worked at IBM, which was the big thing around here in the Hudson Valley in New York, and she kept trying to get me tickets. She would run to Ticketmaster and Sears. And she would leave work early to try to get me tickets. She tried for Women and Children First in 1980. She tried for Fair Warning in 1981. And every time when it got to be her turn, they were already sold out. And I came home from school in '82. Mom, did you get the tickets for Van Halen? And she's like, I finally got them. And then they actually had to postpone the show because Eddie broke his wrist. And they moved it to November. November 13th, 1982. I still remember. And to see them, it was, I had waited since 1979 when I discovered Van Halen. That was it. That was the coolest thing ever. So yes, I understand.
I did get to see, sadly not with Michael Anthony, I guess, but more than I guess other people that are my age that are fans. I did see them in 2015, so I can say that I got to see some, version of Van Halen that mattered. But
so I'm on the last tour, which is great.
Yeah.
Nick, your favorite live band?
I would be remiss if I did not say that the greatest I have ever felt, the most happiness, the most ecstasy, the most amazing shit ever. Iron fucking Maiden.
You fucking know it.
All right. While I tally up the scores, Chris Alo has a story for us.
Okay. Yeah, Pete told me to come up with a story to tell about something or somebody. So this is going back. It's an extreme metal band. It actually involves two bands. Roadrunner Records flew me to Florida to, or not Roadrunner, it was Metal Blade Records flew me to Florida to interview Cannibal Corpse for their Kill record, which was a really good record, and I liked Cannibal. And but the real reason I totally wanted to go was because George Corpse Grinder Fisher was doing a gig the night before with his other band, Spawn of Possession, which was like a side band of his, and they were opening for Obituary, and I knew the Obituary guys really well. So I was like, okay, great, free trip to hang out with some buddies of mine. So I went down there, saw the gig. It was awesome. Hung out literally all night, partied all night with the Obituary fans, with the band Obituary. I remember Frank Watkins and Trevor Perez dropping me off at my hotel room at 5 a.m. Going to the studio with Cannibal Corpse, and they were the nicest, most well-respected guys. I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, wow, what the fuck, man? And then, so we hear the record. It's a good record. I get to interview the bands, whatever, the band. And we go out to dinner, to some Japanese steakhouse. There was a few drinks ordered, but the guys were so fucking calm and nice and mellow. I was really bummed because George Corpse Grinder Fisher couldn't even come out to dinner with us because he had to go home and babysit his daughter. I'm like, how fucking unmetal is this? Right? We're sitting there and we're all ordering dinner, and all the guys in fucking Cannibal Corpse, I think except for Pat O'Brien, they're all vegetarians. And they're all like, oh, no, don't order beef for the chicken or whatever. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, dude, I just read your lyrics about having sex with pieces of bodies, but eating a fucking piece of beef turns you guys off? So, I still love Cannibal Corpse, but I have never looked at those guys the same way again ever since I hung out with them and had dinner, and that was 15 years ago. That's my my Obituary Cannibal Corpse. So if there was a band to party with, I'll take Obituary over partying with Cannibal Corpse.
That's great.
I knew you would come through for me, my friend. Thank you so much.
That's a good one.
Is it really babysitting if it's your own kid, though? I don't think it's really babysitting.
It's not.
Oh, it's
It's not really babysitting. If it's your own kid, it's not really babysitting.
Can I ask a question?
I guess that's what you say.
I want to ask Chris Alo a question.
Sure.
How is the John Sykes milk carton coming along?
Listen, he still hasn't been seen yet, so.
And,
Right,
the cops haven't been showing up and knocking at your door?
Right, remember when Glory used to do that song and they would bring out the milk cartons? Have you seen me?
Yeah.
Fucking dancing milk cartons. Have you seen me lately? Yeah, maybe they'll bring that back and put John Sykes on it because nobody's seen him. Honestly, Butch, at this point, I don't think anybody's gonna. I love the guy, but
it will be in my head for the rest of my life. Can we just kill John Sykes so he can be on my face?
How about that?
Would work great.
I think I'm going to go with Sly Menstra Hyman as my next Halloween costume.
Hey.
Nice. Now you're
I
talking.
always wanted to be her.
I'm
I'm gonna spray Butch.
Thanks,
I
Lynne.
remember a story. May I add real quick, Chris? You're talking about bands that weren't cool to hang out with, and I love Dark Tranquility, but people were I remember going to this bar or something or C&M, and then one guy comes up, he goes, "Oh man, those guys are really not fun to hang out with. They're all health food nuts," or something. And it was sort of like you were saying about Cannibal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
how, that's how Rush was when they were touring with Kiss, and like Gene Simmons and them, like they go back in their room and they read sci-fi books.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess
Maybe you
every
guys
band
should
has
have hung
their
out. I think you guys should have hung out with Motley Crue in like what 83, 84 with the freaking Jack Daniels bottles and women. Maybe that's what you were more looking for.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I would have taken the fat girls for sure.
I had a moment like that with Swedish death metal band Dismember. Again, like a band, everything they wrote was vicious and violent and fucking heavy as hell. And their band pictures, they looked like maniacs. And they played the Chance one time in Poughkeepsie. And my friend, I was friends with Mary, who was the bass player of Primeval. It's a local band to here. And she knew, Mary, she knew the singer, Maddie Karki. And so we went over to the merch table and he came over to talk to her. And I was in awe because, I was young and like these guys still, this was like kind of before the internet or right as it was getting going. So, you thought these guys were what they were in the fucking booklet there. And then he's showing her pictures of his daughter, who was like 4, who was this like angelic Swedish looking little girl, so cute. He's like, "Yeah, this is my daughter." I'm like, "You're not an axe wielding murderer, blood splattered and obviously, of course, they're not. They're artists. But when you're young, like, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Like you're meeting this guy for the first time, and he's like whipping out a picture of his beautiful little daughter. That's cool.
To make one note of that, I mean, I've been hanging around the death thrash metal scene for years. Those are always the bands that were most down to earth. The ones that were the craziest and the heaviest music were the guys that were the most chill to hang out with.
Definitely. Yeah. I have a million stories like that. Definitely.
Well, anyhow, everybody's waiting to hear who's the winner of the show. And
our winner tonight by 1 point is Chris Alo, who nudges out Steve Keeler 14-13. But the entire it was very close all around. So everybody had a good amount of points and very close. So Chris is our champion tonight.
Woo! Woo! Chris,
you had to recount.
And Chris, you know what? For doing that, I'm going to give you a free Super 7 reaction figure from Rock Fantasy when you come to Middletown again. You will get a free toy.
I'm going to take you up on that.
Nice.
New York, www.rockfantasy.com. See, I get to get
there you go.
Awesome.
So I want to thank everybody here for playing today. I thought this was kind of fun, all sorts of wacky stuff. I told you it wasn't going to be, it was going to be all over the place, and it was. But I just wanted to kind of get away from the main topic thing for 1 week and just put the stuff at you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And next week we'll be back on track. So next week, if everybody could think about their favorite couple of releases that came out in 2020 and just talk a little bit about why you liked them so much, that sort of thing. And hopefully we can squeeze one more in before like the end of the year, and then we'll start fresh again in 2020. So as we've been doing every week, Sydney, you're the center square tonight. Center square gets to give just final thoughts of today. Could be anything you want.
Keep rocking with Dockin. That's
Awesome. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube.
All the damn time.
There we go. We'll see you all next week. Have a good one. And for Nick and Steve and Ryan and Sydney and Butch and Chris and Lynn, and make sure you watch the show that Lynn and I did the other day. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you guys all again next week here on Monday night. Take care, everybody.
Bye.